Good morning, and thank you guys for joining us. It's another week of the football feed with Queen City Newsfeed. I'm Cash Matlock, and I'm joined by, finally back from the dead, Rob Allen.
That's about what I sounded like last week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
It was bad.
Had to take a day. We want to thank Neil Henry for filling in last minute there. It was a great show, but we're definitely happy to have Rob back. And I'm excited to kind of get into what we can expect. We've got a couple big games. I know this week we've got Meridian High homecoming.
That's right.
So that's going to be, the parade is tonight, downtown Meridian.
Yeah,
at
5:30.
Yep, 5:30. And the route is actually posted on queencitynewsfeed.com if you want to check
Is it the usual parade route where they go?
No.
They have changed it.
Well,
okay.
Let me correct myself. I don't know about the actual Meridian High parade route, but you know how they usually go up 22nd Avenue? It's just 23rd now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'll make a little change there.
Well, it's the same time as the art crawl. And I think they're trying to
so they have two things going. Okay, I get it. I'm with you now.
Yeah, so the art crawl is from 5 to 8, and I think that was strategically planned, but they may come back and say, we always go that route, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. But it is 23rd
But
Avenue.
it is going to end up at City Hall.
Yes.
That's what I heard on your wonderful newscast earlier this morning.
Right. We try.
That's right.
But that official route is posted on our Facebook page and our website. You can go check it out. Don't take my word for it. Just go look at it.
Just go check it out. It's from the city. They sent it to you, and you're just sending the word out there.
It is official.
There you go.
Okay, well, before we get started, Rob, I do want to go ahead and thank our sponsors. We got several this week, which is really good. So want to give a special shout out to Tammy, Thompson's Bell Bonds 101. She is now an official sponsor of the football feed with Queen City Newsfeed. If you need help fast, Tammy Thompson's Bell Bonds 101 is always on call. They serve Lauderdale, Clark, Newton, and surrounding counties with confidential 24/7 support. I do believe that first consultation is free. They have a new location, downtown Meridian, 600 Constitution Avenue. You can call 601-513-9588 anytime, or you can find them on Google, Facebook, and TikTok. So when the pressure's on, Rob, they've got your back.
Hang on. Put that number back up again. 601-513-9588. No, I'm just saying when people act up at the game, I'll pass the number out.
Yeah.
So.
we need to make little flyers.
As you go away in the car, here's the number you call. So,
you may need this.
You might need this.
Just discreetly pass it off.
But Tammy, we love you. Appreciate you. So.
Yes, thank you, Tammy. All right, so Rob, you want to take the next one?
Absolutely, and got to talk about our friends down at All-Star Team Sports, and actually wearing my Digio Strategies polo shirt that is. I'm gonna hold that up.
Brand spanking new.
It's brand spanking.
I'm wearing mine too.
But they're comfortable. It's a really comfortable shirt, but this is the quality products you're going to get down at All-Star Team Sports. Of course, they have team uniforms, sporting goods for every sport you can imagine. And, you know, basketball season, it's hard to believe basketball season is less than a month away. So if you need some sporting goods for basketball season that's approaching, of course, we still got a little bit of football left to go. You can call that number and get more questions at 601-483-7385. And, of course, Jason then will get you squared away. I see you, Helen Smith, right there, your favorite football update show. There's
right on time.
Helen, love you, appreciate you. But yeah, Jason and them are great down at All-Star Team Sports, and they can get something customized for you, whether you're a Wildcat fan, get something for homecoming or Lamar, Clarkdale, whatever it might be. They can get you fixed up down at All-Star Team Sports.
Yeah, well, I think I might just go get some random stuff made there.
Just randomly.
I've really been debating it, like general manager on my shirt or something.
General manager? Wow. I'm the general manager of Queen City Newsfeed.
Yeah, I wonder what Dennis will think about that.
We'll find out here in about 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, he'll let us know. He's watching. All right. Okay, so we also have a new sponsor this week. We want to give a special shout out to Ujjwal Kumar. He is he's one of the managers with the Dillard's men's department at Uptown Meridian. He's now an official sponsor of the football feed. And just to tell you a little bit about him, he is experienced with luxury shopping. Okay, so
now, look at you right there.
Oh, Ujjwal has dressed me for every event I've had this year. Wow! So he dressed me for the Junior Auxiliary Ball. He dressed me for I actually emceed the Dillard's fashion show last year, Rob, and he dressed me for that.
So you're telling me I need to go down there,
Yeah.
and get dressed up and do a modeling photo with him, I'm guessing. Here.
Yes, and look, let's pop him back up because look at Ujjwal. Okay, look at how sharp this man is. That's him.
That's clutch right there.
Now, I told him, I said, just make me look like you.
You think I could do that? You think the bow tie would look good on me?
I think bow tie is risky. I think you could pull it.
I don't know.
But I wore a bow tie to the JA ball, and I was nervous about it. But everybody else was wearing one, so
I'll have to make an appointment soon.
yeah, you need to. But definitely go to Dillard's, ask for Ujjwal, or you can simply call the number 601-686-1129. I'm telling you, he knows men's fashion. He can hook you up. He can make you look sharp. It's going to be fitted. It's gonna look good.
Fantastic. Good stuff.
All right. So let's kick it off with high school football. And let's talk about the 3 games that we broadcast. Now, last week we were off. So 2 of our games were off. We didn't have broadcasts. Of course, I believe we had the Lamar game last week. Right?
Yeah, we did have a Lamar game last week. So, yeah.
But this week we're back full swing. We've got 3 broadcasts.
Yeah, everybody's back on board. And, it's probably good that for West Lauderdale and Meridian, I guess you say the bye week happened because, district play starts tomorrow night for West and Meridian. So you kind of want to get healed up, get everything ready to go, maybe dust up on some new plays or whatever it might be. Because
all this other stuff was just practice.
I mean, it goes down your win-loss record, but, these are the games that matter. Yeah. This is kind of like the new season for everybody right now. So, but, yeah, big games all across the board. These are all district games, tomorrow night and some tonight as well. We'll talk about those Thursday games coming up. But, yeah, those are our 3 broadcasts right there. And we can start whichever one we want to go with here first. So
okay, well, let's go ahead and kick it off with Lamar at Hartfield Academy.
Yeah, Lamar over at Hartfield, and this will be over on 97 OKK tomorrow night with yours truly, and of course 97.1 the mobile app, and of course 97okk.com. Lamar went down to Mize last week, a public versus private matchup, and won 34-27. Yeah, Lamar's 6-1 right now. They're just moving right along, having a great season. Now, I know a lot of people will look at this game on paper and say, well, Lamar's playing a 1-5 team. But Hartfield Academy has played, of their 6 opponents they have played so far, those 5 losses have been against teams that are ranked in the top 10. Yeah. Both in private and public school. They lost to Tupelo last week, which Tupelo obviously is the defending 7A champions. They lost it in 35-0. Now, you mix that tough schedule in with the fact that Hartfield probably has one of the most talented rosters in the private school association, and it's going to be their homecoming tomorrow night as well. And they've been nursing a lot of injuries. They got one young man that's kind of a receiver slash kind of linebacker. He plays a lot of different positions. He's a 5-star prospect that's going to Auburn next year. Okay. So they've had him out with a fractured foot. So they've got some injuries that's kind of kept them behind the 8 ball as well. But still, it's a very talented team that is getting a lot of those guys back this week. Yeah. But, I think the mentality for Lamar going into this one is they're like, you know what, let's just go over there, see what happens, compete hard, and you never know. You might come home with win number 7. And this is a district game on the schedule, so these 2 teams are now in the same district since they did realignment inside of the MAIS. But, Lamar's just going to throw everything out there and just kind of see what happens. They're going to be a little outmanned as far as the numbers go on the roster. This is a little bit of a bigger school, but Lamar's not shied away from it. I mean, 6-1. They're probably one of the hotter teams in the area next to Clarkdale, obviously, which we'll talk about them coming up. We're going to talk about them coming up. But, it is homecoming. And last week was Mize's homecoming. Yeah. And Lamar ruined their homecoming. Yep. So something about people scheduling Lamar for their homecoming, and Lamar has spoiled that.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, so
maybe don't schedule Lamar for your homecoming. So that's what I'm picking up.
So that's what I'm telling a lot of fans going into this one. Ignore the records. Yeah. Ignore the records. Lamar 6-1, Hartfield 1-5. But this is a very, very good Hartfield team. They've won the state title the last 2 years. Yeah. But they lost a lot off that team last year, but still a lot of talent. So it's just not one of those games you can just say, I'm just going to show up for and it's going to be okay. It's a road game. They're homecoming. Yeah. They're going to be pumped up. So tough road test for Lamar tomorrow night.
It'll be tough, but I have faith. And because they're, obviously a hometown team, I mean, I'm gonna be a little biased.
And
on
they
this one. I
play, and
think
they
could
have
do
played
it.
well on the road this year. The only loss they had was that Jackson Prep game, which they were severely outnumbered in that ball game. They just got behind pretty quick, and I think Coach Jacob Land, his message this week has been, let's have a better start, because in that Jackson Prep game, they just had so much just go against them that night, where you just look up, all of a sudden it's a 3-touchdown game, and you just didn't know what hit you. I think they have to play a lot cleaner and have a better start in this ball game, and just play with a good deal of confidence, which they have been lately. But we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, and again, 97.1 FM, 97 OKK app, and website.
Yeah, this is game 2 of a 3-game road stretch. So Lamar has been on the road a lot this year. We go to Starkville Academy next week, and then it's funny to say this, close out the regular season with the final 2 games at home. Isn't it funny to say that? Closing out the regular season already.
How are we already there? Yeah.
I know, because Halloween is going to be when the regular season is going to start to wrap up for a lot of teams.
Am I crazy, or did it used to go into like November a little bit?
Well, the public schools will go into the first week of November. Now,
that's my problem. I was a public school.
Yeah, so the private always gets
kind
of
a...
You're poor.
We have longer.
But you
seasons 'cause
still
we're
got
poor.
a good education, though. But yeah, it's a little different structure the way the MAIS does it. So they get a week jump on everyone. But should be a good one tomorrow night. Hopefully Lamar will open up the game and play hard. And hey, we'll see where the chips land. So
Gotcha. All right. Well, Newton County versus West Lauderdale.
Well, I think for a lot of teams in the area that needed a good bye week, obviously West Lauderdale was one of those going into this first district game. This is a kind of a hidden gem as far as a rivalry game goes between Newton County and West. I mean, on the gridiron, they've had some great games throughout the years. The one good thing West Lauderdale does have going for them, this is a home game tomorrow night. And I've always said the Kingdom is a tough place to go in and win. I know that West did drop a game to Neshoba at the Kingdom right before their homecoming game several weeks ago. But I think the bye week came at the right time for West. They won the big homecoming game against Philadelphia. You know, you get the bye week, and now you're ready for this new season, this second half of the season. And Newton County, this is always a tough game to pick, just simply because of these are two rivals and they've played such close games.
Yeah.
They need to get off to a good start in district, and you're going to see that theme throughout the rest of the games we talk about. You want to get started off on the right note in district. You don't want to drop the early one, because this is only about a 3 or 4 game stretch of district games. So you don't want to get behind early as far as wins and losses go. But, Q101 will have the coverage of that one tomorrow night with Lee and Clint. And, of course, it'll be up in Collinsville. Coach Clay does a great job of the pregame show with us over at Q at 6:30. And, of course, kickoff at 7.
Yeah. All right. And then bring it on down to Pearl at Meridian High. And like we just said, it is the Meridian High homecoming week.
Yeah, the distractions of homecoming. We've talked about that. You know, they got the big parade today, and it's a big week here in Meridian, and everybody's rallying behind the Wildcats. And it was a much needed bye week last week for Meridian. You know, they had won that big game up at Columbus, and of course the next two were not so much fun after that, especially the Hattiesburg game that they traveled to. So Meridian needed that bye week as well to kind of lick their wounds from a couple of those tough losses. Pearl, a 1-win team coming in, but the thing about it is this district that Meridian is in, it is a gauntlet, and this is just the beginning. I mean, you've still got to see Brandon, Oak Grove for that rivalry game. There's a lot of big games coming up, but I think there's going to be some extra juice in the Wildcats tomorrow night. You know, you want to defend the home field for homecoming, but the one thing that Coach Gandy and them, every coach always says that the challenges of the distractions of homecoming, you know, try to block out all that noise and focus on 4 quarters of football. So that'll be the challenge for Meridian High tomorrow night, and not sliding Pearl one bit. They're going to be a solid opponent coming in. So homecoming combined with this is your first district game as well. So you don't see that a whole lot. A lot of teams have already got their homecoming out of the way. So Meridian's homecoming is on their district opener. So it'll be a big challenge. But, 95-1 the beat. We'll have the game tomorrow night. Of course, our buddy Neil Henry, who was here with you last week, will be on the call with Charlie. And should be a good one tomorrow night at the Ray.
All right. And I do want to let you know, too, Rob, so this year's Grand Marshal at that Meridian High Parade will be Mr. Robert Markham. He's a longtime Meridian Public School District educator and principal who has served the district for decades with dedication and leadership, according to my own article. So.
According to your own article. I love how you quote your own article. That's perfect.
And Cash Matlock says,
this is what that guy said.
According to my article, which is according to the press release.
There we go. Exactly. Thank you very much, Meridian Public School District. So,
right. Yeah.
But yeah, go Cats, and enjoy the parade tonight. It's going to be a great one. Just a good time to celebrate Meridian High School, because, you know, we talk about the football team a lot, obviously, because we are the football feed here with Queen City News Feed, but academically the school is turning in a great direction. They've been voted as an outstanding school.
Yes, I saw that.
You know, it's a great honor for them, so things are really turning in the right direction for the Meridian Public School District.
Yep.
So,
and I think that energy is there, and I think we can expect a big crowd for homecoming.
Sure, I think it will be a nice one.
Yeah, and I know the police chief came out earlier this week and said that they're going to be increasing, you know, their presence. You're going to see Meridian Police. You're going to see members of the Highway Patrol around town just throughout the entire weekend.
Exactly.
Everybody's expecting a large crowd to come in. So,
Miss Helen, we're getting there. I promise you, we're getting there. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about the Bulldogs. I got them on my radar.
The Fighting Cash Matlock.
Fighting
she knows. She's in on the joke.
She's in on the joke. I love it.
Miss Helen is here every week. So
I
we
love
appreciate
it.
her. But yes, okay. So let's take it on down to Clarkdale versus Union.
You know, this game was originally scheduled for tonight, but I got a call from the high school earlier this week that they had moved the game to Friday. Not sure of the reasoning behind that, but they were like, hey, just want to let you guys know we're moving the game to Friday. So appreciate that info from Clarkdale letting us know that. But this is the game of the week, I think. You know, not discounting our three broadcasts, but Clarkdale undefeated, Union undefeated. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So, and if you remember, Union beat West Lauderdale earlier in the season, you know, and Clarkdale's had a marvelous run. They went down to Bay Springs last week. As we were making our way home from Mize last week, we were passing through Bay Springs, and they were still playing out there, and it was a huge crowd. And Clarkdale went to Bay Springs last week and got that big win. So, and that's against a pretty good Bay Springs team. Now, the game will be at Union, and that's pretty tough atmosphere for the Bulldogs, but they've already passed one road test.
We ain't scared.
You ain't scared?
We ain't scared. Yeah.
Look at we ain't scared.
When I was in high school, we used to call them Onion. So,
Onion?
Yeah, we called them Onion.
Great, we've offended everybody in Union.
Hey, they know I went to Clarkdale.
There we go. But that is the game of the week there at the top of the schedule there, Clarkdale and Union. I think that will be that's the one I'm going to be watching for tomorrow night instead of tonight. But looking down the schedule here, we do have a couple of Thursday games moving left to right here. You've got Quitman and Pisgah. Quitman will be at Pisgah, and then you got Puckett at Lake. So those are the two Thursday night games tonight. And as we scan on down there, you see Northeast Lauderdale taking on Choctaw Central. And Choctaw Central's had a great run so far. They're undefeated. Southeast Lauderdale got their first victory last week. They're going to be taking on St. Andrews. And then you got Russell Christian. They're going to be traveling there to Central Holmes Christian. And looking on down the list here, Enterprise and Bay Springs. And then you've got East Webster and Philadelphia, Velma Jackson and Kemper County. Let's see here. Greenville and Neshoba Central. Mize, who we just talked about, played Lamar last week. They got a tough challenge against Heidelberg, Wayne County, and Stone. And then you got the bottom of the screen there, Winona and Noxubee County, Kosciuszko and Louisville. And then one Academy game of interest, Kemper Academy against Newton County Academy.
Wow.
So there you go.
That
So
is
good.
Quite the run.
And like I said, all of these are district ball games. And but yeah, the big one obviously is Clarkdale and Union. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
That's the one we're watching.
That's the one we're watching.
That's our game of the week.
That's the game of the week. So.
And I should have worn my Clarkdale jersey. I think I have it somewhere.
You've got it somewhere.
Yeah, I've got it. It's probably a crop top now.
Crop top.
Yeah. I think we do still have the old photo. We still got the old photo.
Still got the old photo. You're going to put up the old photo
the
here.
Glamorous.
There it is.
The
Oh,
glamorous.
that's so golden. What grade was that?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Kindergarten, I think.
Kindergarten. No.
No, I think that was probably 6th grade, 7th grade. Because I never actually played high school. Because by the time high school rolled around, you know, I was into soccer and cross country. But
there you go.
Those were my middle.
Oh
school
God,
days.
not that one. No,
Oh wait! You just asked if you'd look good in a bow tie.
Well, there we go.
Of course you would.
Well, that was with hair back in the day.
Well, that doesn't matter with the bow tie.
That was with hair back in the day.
No, yeah, you look great in a bow tie. So get Ujjwal to get you a bow tie.
There we go. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Or I'll just wear wear a tuxedo T-shirt. So
Hey, I think me and you should coordinate that. We'll get on that.
yeah, exactly. So, but should be a good night tonight with the 2 high school games, and then of course Friday is. Boy, it's picking up now. It's a lot of good ones. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so you want to talk about some JUCO?
Yeah, a little bit of an odd schedule this week as far as junior college ball goes. We got East Central at the top of the screen. They're playing tonight. Tough road trip down in Mississippi Gulf Coast. I talked to a few folks that were at the East Central home game here recently. This is a extremely young football team. They're trying to find their way right now, and it just doesn't get any easier inside this conference. They got to go down to Perk to take on the Bulldogs, and it's going to be a tough one. And then Jones trying to keep their winning ways going. They got Hinds. That game will be tonight. Now, the rare exception on the schedule is East Mississippi is going to be hosting Northeast. That is going to be a Saturday afternoon game. I believe it's going to be
odd,
yeah. It's good. I believe it's homecoming up in Scuba this weekend for that 2 o'clock ball game. Usually when they play the Saturday games, that's usually a homecoming type atmosphere. So, but that's the look at the schedule. The East Mississippi, since they lost that early. They had that little early trip up or two in the early season. They're playing much better football, and should be a good challenge for them on homecoming week as we have October homecomings. So
Okay, see, that's what I like, Rob. I like
that's
an
the way
October
it
homecoming.
should be.
It needs to be. There needs to be a chill in the air.
Yeah,
it needs to be a little scary.
A little scary. Which, by the way, speaking of weather, I always speak at the Friday night forecast. Tomorrow the high is going to be right at 80 degrees. The overnight low, I don't think it'll get this cool by the end of the games tomorrow night, but 53.
Wow.
Like I said, I don't think it'll get that cool by the end of the games, but it'll be pretty close.
But that's football weather.
That is football weather.
You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
It just took long enough. But yeah, looking at the hour-by-hour forecast, like by the time games are kicked off tomorrow night, you're looking at 70, and by the end of the games, 60. So I mean that's perfect, absolutely perfect weather. Yeah,
a little breezy. All right, so let's take it on down to regular schmegular college.
Regular schmegular college football? Yeah. Well, it's a loaded schedule, and Southern Miss playing tonight. Southern Miss is playing at Georgia Southern tonight. That game will be over on ESPN2, and Southern Miss starting to pile up the wins now. They got 3 on the campaign, and I think for Southern Miss, they're kind of in the same boat that Mississippi State is in, just trying to get to a postseason bowl game. Yeah. And I think Southern is trending in the right direction, but if you haven't seen the Golden Eagles play yet this year, they will be on ESPN2. I believe the kickoff is going to be a little after 6 o'clock tonight. So good luck to Southern Miss. And then you look at Ole Miss after their bye week last week. A little bit of a strange matchup here in the middle of the season, taking on Washington State, an out-of-conference opponent. It'll be an early kickoff in Oxford at 11:45. Ole Miss is heavily favored in this game, and then probably take care of Washington State, no problems, but still got to line up and play the game. But Ole Miss has still got some big games in front of them with road trips to Georgia and Oklahoma. But not one of those you just wake up and show up to, but just play well and, take care of business early and, take care of Washington State. But a little bit of an odd opponent this time of year, but hopefully Ole Miss will take care of business.
That's
there.
What I was going to say. The matchup is a little different.
It's a little odd. Yeah. So, but they schedule these games so far out in advance, so that's probably another reason. And then we got to talk about the Tide, Alabama.
Of course.
There we go. Yeah. Where's the comments at? Yeah, there we go. Roll Tide.
Are they rolling in yet?
There, I see it down there. Roll Tide.
There it is.
Alabama at Missouri. Now I'm probably gonna scare some Alabama people here, and I'm just stating opinion here. It's an early kickoff at 11 o'clock. I've always said these early kickoffs are scary, especially when you're the road team. It's an early start to the game day and going into a visitor's stadium, and it's not a very big stadium, but they pack it in there in Columbia, Missouri. Missouri is no slouch whatsoever. I mean, they're undefeated. I think they were kind of one of the sneaky teams to maybe compete for the SEC. When you hit the transfer portal like they did, they improved their roster very quickly. Coach Drinkowitz there at Missouri has done a fabulous job in his short tenure there. So Alabama coming off that revenge win against Vanderbilt last week, they have to be focused going into this game. It's an early kickoff, and you want to get started off on the right foot. They had a little bit of a sloppy start against Vanderbilt last week, but by the second half, Alabama cleaned it up. But they were in Tuscaloosa last week.
which makes a difference.
If you deal with adversity throughout this game, it's one thing to be at home, but then one thing to be on the road. And, of course, I just go back to that early kickoff that's a little concerning, being 11 o'clock. It's an odd kickoff for an Alabama game, but they've already had one this year. It was a home game against Wisconsin, but I don't know.
You're making Helen mad.
Yeah. I'm saying, I've seen things happen in the past. When you play that early game, weird things happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. I'm not saying Alabama's going to lose the game. I mean, they are favored going into it, but you just never know. It's one of those games you just don't mess around with. You jump in there head first and you play well early and just leave no doubt. So, but
Helen, I just want to make it clear, I have no doubt that they'll win.
You have no doubts.
Roll Tide.
You always have to put a little bit of hope out there for some folks out there. But the game obviously will be on radio on WALT 102.1 FM. So we'll have coverage of that pregame at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. Of course, kickoff at 11. So, and then the Deep South's oldest rivalry. That'll be one of the night games, Georgia and Auburn. This is always a fun one. Toss the records out the window when it goes to Georgia and Auburn. And, Auburn's been struggling here lately. They got the hose job at Oklahoma, and I don't think they've been the same team since. Georgia played Kentucky last week, looked better since they dropped that game to Alabama. I like Georgia in this game. Mm-hmm. Auburn's got to clean some things up offensively. So this is a big game. It's the Deep South's oldest rivalry between Georgia and Auburn. But that is the night game, I believe, over on ABC Saturday night. So
okay, awesome. Well, that is,
and we got a few more.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no, it's a busy college football week.
I was just looking at the logo.
Yeah, Texas and Oklahoma. That game will be at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. They always have the state fair in Texas every year, so that's the neutral site game between Texas and Oklahoma. Texas, it's funny to look at the Longhorns right now because they were one of the favorites to compete for a national championship, preseason ranked in the top 5. They're out of the poll now. Penn State's out of the poll now. All these teams that were highly ranked in the preseason are by the wayside because they've lost so many games here early on. I go back and say, do away with the polls until we get to about this point in the season because, Texas, Arch Manning, he's not what we thought. I don't know if it's the team around him, but just has not looked great. He played.
I think it's the being a
I don't know, but this is another one of those games. Records don't matter. They don't like each other. It's the Red River, rivalry, and it's going to be a great ball game. Texas and Oklahoma, when they get together, it's going to be a good one. So, Florida, Texas A&M, of course, Florida upset Texas at the Swamp. Now they have to go to A&M. A&M, of course, played a little sloppy against State in the first half last week, but evidently, they got things together and pulled it away in the second half. So A&M is one of those teams you're still kind of looking at in the top 5. So they get Florida. Arkansas, you got Bobby Petrino, interim coach, after they fired Sam Pittman there at Tennessee. Tough road trip there to go to Rocky Top. LSU in South Carolina in that ball game. Death Valley, tough place to play for Carolina. And then I threw this one in too because it's a top 10 matchup, Indiana and Oregon in the Big Ten. So that'll be a game kind of outside the SEC to keep your eyes on. So
okay, and so which one out of all those, Rob, you think you're mainly watching?
Out of the college games, probably Red River rivalry, Texas, Oklahoma. That's always a good one. I know a lot of folks would obviously say the Georgia Auburn game, the Deep South's oldest rivalry, is a big one. So that's 2 big rivalry games. Like I said, I'm wondering about Alabama. Can they go in and not have any worries against Missouri? The early kickoff concerns me a little bit for the Tide, but I think they will win that game. But they just can't get behind the 8 ball early and lead and give it Missouri any kind of hope in that one. But yeah, probably if I had to lump some in, be those right there. So,
well, let's move on to the NFL.
Yeah, just NFL schedule's not very strong this week. Only 3 games we're going to feature right here because we have a few teams with bye weeks this week. But the Saints got their first win last week. It was a miracle.
Yeah.
They beat the Giants last week, and they will have the New England Patriots. And the Patriots, of course, went into Buffalo last Sunday night and upset the Bills. So New England, Drake May, a much improved player there at QB for the Patriots. It's funny to say someone other than Tom Brady being the quarterback for the Patriots, but so they'll get New Orleans in the Dome. We always got to throw the Cowboys in there. Cowboys will be on the road at Carolina. I don't think Dak Prescott and the Cowboys should have any problems. And the big game of the weekend in the NFL is right there at the bottom, the Detroit Lions at the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, the Chiefs got upset by the Jags on Monday Night Football earlier this week.
You mean the Taylor Swifts?
The Fighting Taylor Swifts.
Yeah.
Have you listened to the album yet?
I've heard about one or two songs, and then I just
You couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, but please don't come for me.
Don't go. She's keeping tabs on you.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna give it another listen. I promise. Yeah.
So, but that is going to be the biggest game of the week, and that'll actually be a Sunday night game between Detroit and Kansas City. So, yeah, NFL schedule not as exciting as it usually is, but it's just a few games to toss in right there.
I gotcha. Okay, well, let's see here. Anything out of those? Like, did you already say this, Rob? What's your main one you're watching out of the NFL?
Probably the KC Detroit game. You know, these two teams actually played each other in the season opener. I think it was about a season or two ago, and Detroit went into Kansas City and upset the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. So Detroit may be one of the favorites to maybe get to the Super Bowl, and Kansas City, they're 2-3 right now, and that's just not what you usually see from a Patrick Mahomes type team. So this is kind of unfamiliar territory for them. So that'll be the big game of the weekend on NBC and Peacock Sunday night. So
I gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, anything else you want to say, just as a whole, as we kind of? I need to mention too.
Yeah.
Back to high school.
Yeah.
Just want to remind everybody we do have those scores. We get the latest high school scores up. We post them on Friday nights, late at night. Sometimes you can see them early Saturday morning. Sorry, I'm getting a little feedback.
we'll be there in a minute.
But
is that the cake announcement? Yeah, we're having birthday cake here at the studio today.
I didn't know what that was.
Save me a piece of cake.
I thought a video on my phone had popped up or something. But yeah, so I'll definitely have those scores up and posted for everybody to check.
Fantastic. It's always helpful. I've heard from a lot of folks out at Lamar as they're making their way home from a road game, which it seems like we've lived on the road this year, to be able to get all those scores once they get home on Friday night. So.
All right, and just real quick before we leave, we do want to give another shout out to our sponsors. So first up, we have Tammy Thompson's Bell Bonds 101. Need help fast? Tammy Thompson's Bell Bonds 101 is always on call, serving Lauderdale, Clark, Newton, and surrounding counties with confidential 24/7 support. And that first consultation is free. You can visit them at 600 Constitution Avenue in downtown Meridian, or call 601-513-9588 anytime. And go ahead, Rob. You take this one.
Absolutely. All-Star Team Sports, of course. Give them a call today at 601-483-7385. No matter what it is, something customized with your favorite team on it, Jason and them can get you squared away down at All-Star Team Sports. Sporting goods as well for whatever sport it might be happening. I mentioned basketball season is about to be here. Or if you want to make those purchases early for spring sports like baseball and softball, you can call Jason and them and get some ideas at 601-483-7385.
And then we have Ujjwal Kumar, the men's fashion stylist from Dillard's Men's Department. You can call 601-686. What was that number again? Mackenzie popped that up. Sorry.
He does look sharp.
686-1129. This is the sharpest dressed man in Meridian.
Oh, no doubt.
He has helped me. He's dressed me all year with all my different events. He can build your wardrobe from the ground up or refresh what you already have. He's here to offer expert custom suits and exclusive designer selections that will make you look and feel your best. So definitely give
you ought to get him to like design a jacket. I've seen this at the NFL draft where they open up their jackets and on the inside they have like a design. You can put the Queen City Newsfeed logo like in your jacket, like. Phew.
Yeah. No, he told me. He said we can customize the inner lining and we can customize the cufflinks and all that.
Nice.
So maybe
I like that.
Maybe I'll do that.
I get like the Lamar logo inside mine or something.
Just something.
Yeah, something different.
Something cool.
I like it.
Yeah, or I'll get general manager.
General manager. There he goes again. Well, he's back there eating cake. You can talk all about him right now.
I know, right? He can't hear me right now.
He might be watching still.
He's like waiting for us to wrap it up so he can go get the cake.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We do want to. I do want to mention this real quick. So, obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into this show, and I do want to shout out our producers, Mackenzie Joyner and Nickie Farmer, and of course, this is recorded live in studio at Digio Strategies.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you back here, same time, same place next week Hope you guys have a great day and enjoy this weekend's football.
Absolutely.